Look, politicians and the Federal Reserve have created what I call Pandora's box. The red is our U.S. debt. As you can see, our debt levels to our GDP was pretty manageable up until the great financial recession, averaging about 40, and then started moving up to 60%, and then just kept moving. We have been so fiscally irresponsible over the last 15 years, it's been mind-numbing. And the problem is, now our debt to GDP has exceeded our GDP, and now we're at 125%. Once an economy, any economy does that, they enter in what is called a debt trap. And once you're in a debt trap, there's only two ways out. One is default, which many, many countries do. Think of Argentina, think of Southeast Asia back in the 90s, Mexico. I mean, most of Latin America is defaults at some point in time. Many African countries, many Asian countries, Eastern Europe, all gone through default. Problem is, U.S. government can't default. Because if we default, we create ourselves into a depression that will go on for decades. So what is our option? We only have one option, and that's we're going to continue to inflate. Now, what are these two lines? The red line is our interest expense and our pay-goes, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Those are our entitlements. The blue line is our federal tax receipts. Folks, where we are right now, what we're spending on entitlements and just the interest costs of our debt exceeds our total federal tax receipts. And by the way, we've had a boom in federal tax receipts. One of the reasons why the Federal Reserve is pumping up all our stock market so high, because it creates more activity and higher valuations, creates more tax revenue. But we can't even match that just with the things we have to pay. Now, let's add this on. What that line is, that's just the cost of operating government, our Defense Department, Health and Human Services, HUD, Housing and Urban Development. We can't even cut. You could annihilate all of government where it doesn't, we don't even have a Defense Department. We're still spending more because of how big our entitlements and how much debt we've wrapped up than what we're taking in. What does this mean? The Federal Reserve is going to keep printing money. That's all they can do, is keep printing money. Now they're talking about tapering. They will taper. But if all of a sudden rates start going haywire, they're going to come right back in and start buying bonds and monetizing it.